Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Carrie? Carrie Bradshaw? Hi, darling. Oh, it's you, Sarah Jessica? Oh, you're just. Okay. It's the same voice, girl. Why are you trying to. Yeah, you use the same voice when you talk like Sarah Jessica Parker and when you talk like Carrie Bradshaw. What you want, girl? Girl, come on. Okay. You want me to? Yes, I'm about to review season 2 of And Just Like That, episode 4, entitled Alive. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll let them know. Yes. So you want me to tell them that that you like the fact that I'm one of those rare people on YouTube that actually likes the new show, and that you're very happy to watch the reviews? Oh, thank you, Sarah Jessica. That is so sweet of you, darling. Thank you. Yeah, nah, that made my day. No, I'm not going to repeat the part you said about Kim Cattrall. No. No, because I'm filming this live. People are watching. I can't say what you said. No. Rude. I mean, shady in a good way, though. It is kind of funny. You wait a minute. You know, Kim Cattrall might call me too later. Oh, yes, you best believe you're not the only one that has me on speed dial. All right, let me get to the show. Yes, you can watch while I'm reviewing. All right, Sarah Jessica. Love you too, darling. Bye, 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 bye. Ta, 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 ta. Welcome to the review of And Just Like That, episode 2, season 4, entitled Alive. So, welcome to my channel. And yes, I am that person that really is enjoying And Just Like That, unlike other channels that really don't like it. And I'm filming this review in front of a live virtual audience. So I will be I will be reading the live chats as I go along. So hi to all the chats. Okay, so listen. This is our cast of characters. I love to have all of these little beauties right here with me. So as I'm talking about the show, for those of you who might be new to the show, we can just like point them out and say, look, this person, that person, this is that person, right? And spoiler alert. From here on out, spoilers. Okay, so if you have not watched episode 4 yet of And Just Like That season 2, what are you waiting for? Watch it and then run right back here and have some fun together with us in the fashion bunker. So, thus far, this has been one of the best episodes of the new show, season 1 and season 2 included. I really had a lot of fun watching this one. It was really, really good. What do you guys say in the chats? Okay, Debbie does not like this picture. Okay, well, that brings us really forward in the conversation. So, Debbie, very bubbles. Ron is asking, is Samantha there? No, Samantha is not on the pizza, but Samantha is coming. Either episode 10 or episode 11, there's going to be a phone call with Samantha. Yeah, Kim Cattrall is coming back for just a little cameo scene, darling. But I made a whole video about that. Go check out that video about all the shade spilled about Samantha coming back. Or more shade about Kim Cattrall coming back. So the episode opens up, and I wrote all my notes here. Carrie's having breakfast with Jackie, and she gives him her new book. She signed it for him. And this I did not understand. Like, why did Jackie get diarrhea? And this... Jackie gets diarrhea. So they're having breakfast, and she gives him the signed book, and he's like, oh, I should not have eaten this so early in the morning. And then we hear a stomach growling. He jumps off, runs off to the bathroom, and Carrie's like, oh, hey. Anyway, in that moment, Carrie gets a text message from a guy she has never seen before, some older dude. And this kind of sets the premise, I guess, for the entire episode. 1, the book release, the imminent book release, her new book. And 2, this older guy texting her. And she thinks it's a mistake. He must have gotten the wrong number. As this happens, her ex-boss from Vogue, Enid, passes by. So Murphy's Law. Murphy. Remember Murphy? Anyway, Enid was never really my type, and I don't understand why, to be honest with you. I don't understand why Carrie was always so a patient with her. I don't want to say patient. I want to say, like, you know, in the original show, like, she was always very forgiving of every bad thing Enid did. And Enid is just a bad person. She like has no soul to me as a character. Murphy Brown. Yeah, Murphy's Law. Murphy Brown. Yeah, Murphy Brown. Thanks, Debbie. So I don't know, but and again, she's like kind of nice to Enid, you know, and Enid, you see as they're filming the scene, Enid is trying to avoid Carrie. Enid is trying to leave the cafe without Carrie seeing her, but Carrie does see her, and Carrie's like, Enid, and Enid is like, oh, hi, I don't want to be here, but I'm here. And Carrie says, hey, how have you been? Haven't heard from you, you know, since Big passed away. And she's like, yeah, I know he passed away. She's like, yeah, you never, you know, like wrote me back. Like I invited you to the funeral, invited you here, invited you there, wrote you about my new book release. If you could like kind of blurb the book somewhere. She's like, yeah, I know. I didn't get your message about Big. She's like, no, I lied. I did get your message. I just didn't answer you. I didn't want to talk to you. You know, like she was like literally giving that vibe, like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. And then with the book, Carrie's like, could you like on your podcast or whatever social media outlet you have, could you like plug my book? It would mean the world to me. Enid even there is like super mean, is like, if I plug your book, I would have to plug everybody's book, Carrie. So no. This is also one of the reasons why I don't have a book out. You know, like you don't have a book out because you're a loser. You know what I mean? You don't have a book out because you don't have it in you to write a book, is more the vibes that scene was giving me. And the vibes the scene was giving me is that she was jealous that Carrie keeps pooping out all these books every couple of years and that she can, while Enid cannot. That's just the vibe I'm getting from this. By the way, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged, just my opinion. The phone call at the beginning of this video was also fake, obviously. There's no phone back here. I did not speak with Sarah Jessica Parker. That was all just improv, darling. We're acting. Michael Patrick King, give us a job to act in the new season. All right. So Enid is telling Carrie, I'm not gonna give you promotion for the book on my social medias. No, but I got a better idea. I am starting this new platform called Vivant. And then she throws more shade at Carrie by saying, you know, it's for elderly people. And then she implies that like your age group and mine. And Carrie's like, again, very patient with Enid. She's not telling her, hey, queen, we're not the same age bracket, but we'll go. So she just lets that fly. Enid throws shade at her hair, says, you have nice, yeah, of course I recognize as I was passing by your, what she called, bleached hair, sun-kissed hair, your highlights. I would recognize those highlights anywhere. Like, it was so shady. I'm like, why does Carrie even bother? Well, this shows us capitalism. This shows us that Carrie is ready to sell her soul to the devil to get her book out on the market. You know, she says to Enid, it's really hard to get books out on the market nowadays, you know, with the publishing industry being what it is today. So could you help a girl out? And Enid is like, no, but you can help me out. I'm starting this new online portal called Vivant for elderly people. And I would like you to come to our launch, like where we're, you know, launch party where we're going to announce all the details about this new platform. And I would love you to contribute to the platform. Carrie at the beginning understands that what Enid is asking her to do is to write articles for the elderly platform for free. She's not very happy about it. So she's like, okay, we'll go. We'll see about that. She says women our age and that Carrie would be perfect for it. But she meant, you know, because of another reason. And the real reason she meant that Carrie would be perfect for Vivant. We're going to find that reason out at the end of the episode. Then we cut to Charlotte and Lisa saying bye-bye to the kids, which are leaving for summer camp on buses with their school. Charlotte and Lisa are horny and will F-U-C-K with hubbies after kids leave. Lisa is preparing the 20th anniversary wedding. Is it the 20th? I think it's the 20th. Or since they met. Maybe the 20th anniversary since they met. So she says to Charlotte, like, don't forget, we have the anniversary going. We booked a special place, special restaurant, going to be special event, special people coming. And Charlotte and Harry are there, but also Herbert. Lisa's husband is also there. So Lisa and Herbert are saying bye to the kids with Charlotte and Harry also saying bye to the kids. Super funny scene. As the buses leave, all the parents start applauding and are super happy that they're finally alone without their kids and they can all go and have some little something going on. So Harry and Charlotte literally run off. They storm off to go home and enjoy their marriage, consume their marriage. So as they're rushing, Lisa says, hey, anniversary dinner. Yeah, and Charlotte's like, yeah, we'll be there. Let us go now and do a little something. So they go to the little something. Charlotte and Harry, well, actually, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So we cut now to Miranda at home on a couch. Miranda is in New York. She wakes up because Steve is punching the punching ball, frustrated. Brady is in his room with headphones, trying to block off the sounds of his dad punching a punching ball. And Miranda is kind of trying to coordinate everybody. She sleeps on a couch, but they have to see the shrink. And they got therapy that day. Therapy is at 1 p.m. She warns everybody. She's still the mother of the house. She's still organizing, everybody. She's like, come on, wake up, Brady. We got to go. Do you hear me? He's like, yeah, if I'm looking at you, it means I hear you. So these headphones aren't really working. Now, Che sends her a pic from Houston and says they miss her. They sent her a little text message with a photo wearing all Texas gear saying like, miss you loads, can't wait to see us. So Che is, for the moment at least, I presume, done filming the pilot for Che Pasa in LA and is now traveling on tour doing stand-up comedy, I guess, in Texas, and is about to come back to New York and says, I miss you. And actually, no, Che is moving back to New York, and Che got a new apartment, and Che's ex-husband, yes, you heard it, ex-husband, is driving Che back to New York with all the furniture, or the non-furniture. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Che had to buy some furniture at IKEA. Boy, the shade that this episode's and the writers throw at IKEA furniture, that was gold. It was blissful. I'm so happy that they threw shade at the crappy quality of IKEA furniture. That was amazing, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now Carrie, we cut to Carrie she's in a cafe with Seema, and she's asking, Seema, do I look like I'm 70 years old? And my comment was, in that particular scene, not Seema's comment, but my comment was, you know what, Carrie, you do look like you're 70 years old because of the hat you're wearing. That hat did not do her any favors. The hat she wore in that scene and the whole outfit really gave me, okay, vibes of like, yes, you belong in Vivant. Sorry, Carrie. So anyway, she talks about a retirement magazine being Vivant to Seema, and she tells Seema about Enid Frick. She says, elderly magazine, should I be writing for it? Seema is like, no. But then when Carrie mentions that the editor and founder of Vivant is Enid Frick from Vogue, then Seema says, oh my gosh, rewind. Let's start all over, because Enid Frick is a legend. I follow blindly whatever she says to do, I do. Whatever she says to buy, I buy. Like, OMG, why don't you plug your book with her? And Carrie says, I wanted to, but she didn't want to. She said no. And then Seema explains, like the good realtor that she is, No is just the opening bid of a negotiation. And so see what she wants, start writing for Vivant, and in exchange, get her to plug your book. And Carrie's thinking about it and thinks, oh, yeah, okay, I might do that. I might do that. Sima says Enid is a legend. She says, go to the old lady event and in return ask Enid to plug the book. Carrie gets yet a new message from the same old guy she got at the beginning. She doesn't know who he is. She answers back and says, this is a mistake, you got the wrong number. And he answers, no, I didn't, Carrie, get the wrong number. This is Marlon Schaefer. Marlon Schaefer, a little birdie gave me your number. And Carrie's like, what birdie gave me your number? So he wants to go on a date with her. He kind of is photographing himself posing in front of a really expensive car. Sima says, that car is amazing. The dude, not so much so from the photo. Now we cut to Charlotte and Harry having sex. And Charlotte is like, let's get more frisky than we usually are. Come on my tits. Come on my tits, Harry. And Harry's like, oh, but like, it's not even my birthday. And it's not even a special occasion. And I'm like, okay, this is a little bit too geeky. That scene for me was too geeky even for me. Like, they've been married for so many years. Like, you let him come on your tits only on special occasions? Yeah, unnecessary. But the whole point of it was, I guess, so that they can show us that he has no jizz to give. Because basically he has his climax. He like rolls over, he lays on bed like, that was so good. Was it good for you too? She's like, yeah, let me clean up the, there's nothing there to clean up. There's no pearl necklace this time. And Charlotte, that was funny. Charlotte's like, did you fake an orgasm, Harry? And he's like, no, I didn't. What are you talking about? And she's like, well, there's nothing. There's no cum. He's like, oh, that's strange. Isn't that strange? We'll find out what that happened, what that is later. But I love the question that she's like, Charlotte's like, Harry, did you just fake an orgasm? So now Charlotte is at lunch with Carrie, Miranda, and Anthony. Anthony, unfortunately, is still the gay comedic relief. They're still writing his part very, very much as the gay cliche. It's getting a little bit, but anyway, it is what it is. So they talk about the situation of like having issues with coming. Charlotte explains the situation, what happened to Harry, and she's like, what do you guys think this is? Carrie says, he's Casper, the friendly cum ghost. Terrible joke. Miranda says jizz-free sex is a plus for her. And then Carrie says, that would have been a first clue that Miranda was either bi or lesbian at this point. We don't know what she is. But she's like, you don't like jizz? That means that, well, that should have been a clue to tell us that you're not really straight. And then they ask Carrie, well, Carrie, what do you like? What about jizz? What about jizz for you? And Carrie's like, I don't know why she went into this weird, like, jizz, 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 jizz. She kept repeating it. And she's like, yeah, I miss it when it's not there. Basically is what she said. Something like to that extent. Carrie says, jizz is a friend she would miss if it were gone. Anthony calls Miranda Rachel Maddow. I found that super funny. When Anthony was like, he's like, give us your opinion, Rachel Maddow. Oh my God. I laughed out so hard when he said that. That was really funny. Calling Miranda Rachel Maddow. And Miranda was just like going with it. It was super funny. Calling her Rachel Maddow. That was so funny. Kev says, this felt like a very first season Sex and the City moment. Yeah. It was hilarious. Okay. So basically he says the professional term for it is dust balls. So like you come, but you don't have any liquid coming out. That's called dust balls when you're not, So anyway, and then Miranda comes to the conclusion she was also never a fan of mayonnaise. And then Carrie says then Miranda says, there you go. There's another clue for you that I was never really straight. But then Charlotte has her moment, the little hidden slut that she is. She's like, I love mayo. I love cum and all that stuff. Miranda calls her a cum slut and we move on. Charlotte says, shish, 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 shish. And this is hilarious. And I had to laugh out loud again. And by the way, this scene is so well written and so fast paced and so well acted. And the puns, it just keeps coming one zinger after the next and it's building up and it's so fast. In like literally less than 1 minute, all of these exchanges happen back and forth. And then they top it all off with a classic. Anthony, you know, when Charlotte's saying, I love cum, I love mayo. Anthony, and then it's shish, 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 shish. Miranda calls her a cum slut. Charlotte says shish, and then Anthony says, as kids pass by, they're in a cafe, right? So, just like clockwork. When they talk dirty talk, the kids pass by. That always happens to me when I'm with my friends in a restaurant, or I'm with my friends in a train, in a plane, whatever, and you make some stupid, silly comment that grown-ups make. Always there's going to be Murphy's Law. If something bad's going to happen, it's going to happen. You're like, oh no. There was like somebody with a baby next to you or something like that. That was such a classic moment. Cringe that we've all been through at least once in our lives. Very relatable. Awesome scene. Loved the scene at the bar. It was hilarious. Now we cut to Lisa and Herbert, her husband, at drinks, talking about the organization of their anniversary, talking about him wanting to run for counselor or something, but he changes his mind. And I'm thinking to myself, why are they having this conversation? This is like so boring. But then we figure out later that they were building up. They needed to set this up for us so that later at the dinner, Lisa can say that her husband is running for counselor, even though he's not. But she's going to need to say it to prove something. But prove what? We'll find out in a minute. Cut to Charlotte and Harry at doctor's office talking about Kegel exercises to get him to ejaculate again. Then they go home and start exercising. The doctor, by the way, at the meeting, at the doctor's appointment, he's like eating. He's like, sorry, you know, like you're thinking he's been touching penises all day. And now he's like having a sandwich while talking to them. It was a little bit gross, but at the same time, I'm like, the guy's busy. He's hungry. Let him eat. Anyway, so we'll go. So Charlotte does 3 sets of 10 3 times a day of these Kegel exercises for her pudenda. And then I like the fact that the actors are also very touchy with each other. I mean, the part required it, but Charlotte, you know, touched Harry's groin area to be like, okay, press here. And then she's like, feel me so you know, because I've been exercising. He touches her down there, and the camera films that happening. They're dressed, but still they're doing exercises. And he says, steel trap doors you got down there. And then she's super proud and says, yes, I do the Kegel exercises. I do 3 sets of 10, 3 times a day. So we know she got steel trap doors down there. You best believe. Now we cut to Miranda, Steve, Brady at the counselor, at the shrink. I love how the shrink is younger than all of them. I love the shrink is like literally, for a second there, I thought the shrink was like from Broad City. I thought it was one of the girls from Broad City. I was like, oh my God, if Ilana from Broad City would be the shrink, that would have been like, that's it. I would have deceased and gone to heaven. That would have been it. But it was almost like that, right? So they're at the counselor. Brady wants his mom and dad to talk. Brady wants to know if they are a family, if they're separating or if they're not separating. Like, why is she on the couch? He's upstairs punching the punching ball. The tension is insane. Brady ain't having it no more. He's like, you either together or you ain't. I'm done with y'all. Done with y'all. And underlying tension in the Hus family dynamic as a whole is to look at. Miranda doesn't want to talk, and Brady says this is not who she is. He's talking to the underaged shrink, because literally she looked like a teenage girl to me, the shrink. I'm like, why is this teenager acting like they're a shrink? Was that bizarre? So anyway, he's talking to the little girl and, and saying like, this is not who my mom is. She's not silent like this. And Miranda's like, no, everything is fine. Brady's like, really? Is everything fine, Mom? Because if everything is fine, let me tell you something. I'm not going back to college. I'm not going to college this autumn. I'm done. Steve is like, yeah, do what you gotta do, Brady. Do what you gotta do. And then Brady's like, Mom, what do you have to say about me not wanting to go back to school? And Miranda's like, oh, nothing. I have nothing to say about this. You do what you need to do. And then he's like, what is this? Are you together? You're not together? And she's like, don't worry. I can move out of the house. I can look for another arrangement. You know? So she's like really avoiding confrontation. Really avoiding confrontation. Brady says he will not start college. He provokes Miranda, but she says nothing. Cut to Miranda in the elevator with Carrie. They're going to Che's new apartment, and Carrie's asking like, so how did it go at the shrink's office? She's like, Miranda says, you know, I said I had nothing to say, but I have a lot to say. And Brady knows his mom. Brady at the counselors also said, my mom is not like this. She always has a lot to say. She's acting because she's avoiding confrontation. So Miranda admits to Carrie in the elevator moment, yes, I have a lot to say, but and then Carrie, justly so, typical for Carrie, she just doesn't care about her friends, really. Carrie just wants to solve issues. You know how Carrie is. Miranda said, I have a lot to say. What does Carrie reply? Carrie replies, well, why didn't you say it to the shrink? You're like, why say it to me? So annoying. It's like typical Carrie just wanting to stop the conversation, avoid the trouble talk about Miranda's shrink visit. But then Miranda says something really interesting, saying, I have a lot to say, but I'm not allowed to say it because I'm the one who destroyed this family. I'm the one who left Steve. I'm the one who changed everything. I'm the one who disrupted the family structure. So now I have to take it also. You know, it's also part of my punishment to just be passive in this situation and keep it zipped and not ruin stuff even more. And I understood that. But I still, Carrie, yeah, exactly. Kev says in the chats, Carrie only wants to talk about herself, right? So annoying. Carrie's all about herself. And we're going to find out now at this meet and greet in Che's new apartment. She also makes it all about herself. She's so irritating. Anyway. So they arrive to Che's new apartment in New York where they are building IKEA furniture. Shade to IKEA because it all breaks immediately. They're building the IKEA couch. It breaks. The leg falls off. They warn us. They're like, yeah, you got to be careful how you screw in those legs of those IKEA couches because those things be popping, be breaking, honey. And in fact, it's a whole running gag the whole evening. The IKEA furniture is breaking and I am here for the shade. No, so Che starts like kissing Miranda. They haven't seen each other for a while. They're super horny for each other. And then Carrie again makes it all about herself. And she interrupts them and she's like, excuse me, is anybody going to present me to this man standing in the room? The man standing in the room is Che's ex-husband who drove Che all across America to bring them to New York with the furniture, whatever they needed to do to move cross country by car. And then he's going to drive back to LA after the move is done. So they introduce Lyle to Carrie. Lyle, at this point, I kid you not, I thought that Lyle and Carrie were going to have sex. I immediately thought, oh my God, Lyle and Carrie, yeah, it's happening. Little did I know that Miranda and Che were going to go to the other little room sideways, start kissing and making out, and then Carrie and Lyle would sit on the couch, and that's when Carrie sits on the couch, the leg of the couch breaks. I love the pun and the joke, as if she were too heavy for the couch. Like Carrie's like literally weighs like a feather. She's so skinny and tiny, but it's funny how she's the thing that tipped over the couch. She's the reason why the couch broke. Love the shade. Then they come out, Che and Miranda come out, and they'll start laughing. IKEA furniture breaking. So then they had like some food together, eating, blah, blah, blah. Oh no, actually before the food, Lyle asks Carrie what her story is. Carrie wants to know Lyle's story. He was a Beverly Hills hairdresser and was married for 2 years with Che. Che had long hair, but Lyle cut their hair short, and then they shagged. And then the show that Che was in back then cut Che out of the show because cutting the hair short made Che not look feminine enough. So he married them because he felt guilty. Little joke, ha ha ha. Carrie did not want to talk about herself. She just wanted to know if Lyle was interesting enough for her. Because she's like, I'm going to go home. And then he said, I'm a hairdresser and I was married to Lyle, to Che. And then Carrie says, okay, I'm going to stay longer. Now I'm intrigued. Oh my God, she's such an ego. And then they break the couch. Cut to Charlotte and Harry arrive to anniversary party dinner, Lisa and Herbert's. Wexley. First to arrive, but Mother Wexley says she was the first to arrive, even though Charlotte and Harry are the first guests to arrive, because technically Mother Wexley is the mother. It's not a guest. It's your mom. Your mom is not a guest. Your mom is your mom. But anyway, she says, no, I was the first one to arrive. So by the way, so this is Lisa and Herbert Wexley. Okay, this is Harry, this is Che, this is Dr. Naya, who we haven't seen this episode yet, now that I remember. Miranda, Carrie, Charlotte, Seema, Anthony, Brady, and the 2 adopted chicks. Lily and Rock. Well, Rock is gender non-conforming, so not a chick anymore, but used to be Rose and Carrie. So, okay. So anyway, so Mother Wexley was there first, super upset that there's nobody there. Everybody seems to be late at this dinner party. So nobody arrives to the dinner party because the husband forgot to send the invites, and only people arrived that were personally invited. Also present is a famous gallerist that Eliza bought several paintings from. This is where we enter this extremely rich territory. American, New York, rich, elite territory. This is where I felt a little bit. This is the part of the episode where I was not too into, because first of all, the separation of class is so palpable. Look, this is the thing. So basically, Herbert forgot to send the invites to, I don't know, 100 people, 50 people, 30 people. I don't know how many people were invited. So only like 6 came, or 7. So Lisa's dad came, Herbert's mom, then we have Lisa Herbert, the gallerist, Charlotte, and Harry. So 7 people. But, you know, they had caviar, lobster, like the most expensive, decadent food ever. But for like 30, cooked for 30 or 50 people. And being the person that I am, if this were my party, I would not be wanting these waiters to wait on me all the time as if it was a room full of 30 people. I would be like, you guys, so sorry about this. Especially there's like so much leftover food. Do you want some of the food? Do you want to eat with us at this point? I would have asked them to eat with me. I don't like this kind of, you know your place. You're a waiter. Even though this party is busted because the people didn't come, now there's no need to really wait tables at this point. Like, come join us. Or I would have offered them to take the food home with them that I haven't eaten. The fact that they do not address the situation of the leftover food in this episode is not good. There's way too many people hungry in this world, and to not address the fact that you have too much food, and what are you going to do with that food? Throw it away, probably. I don't really, that was a weak point in the plot. Yeah, Deb's very Downton Abbey, but like in a weird way. Oh, Kev says those waiters didn't look like they eat carbs. Well, honey, lobster is carb free. Caviar is carb free. That Petrosian beluga ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? So, and also, And also Mother Wexley was really annoying, you know, because the waiter kept asking, would you like more food? She's like, you've asked me already twice with the same plate if I wanted it or not. Like, the guy's just doing his job. Don't be pissed at him. Like, so rude. I found her really atrocious in this episode. But also, I told you, also found her atrocious in the second episode where she faked that she didn't recognize her own grandkid. That was so cringe. Lawrence Todd is Lisa's father's name. He's a poet and artist. Mother Wexley used to be a pianist or concertista or pianist. Anyway, then we're back to Che. Che married Lyle in Vegas. Che is now telling us that Che was married with Lyle in Vegas by an Elvis impersonator, and both Che and Lyle were dressed as Elvis. As Elvi. I guess the plural of Elvis is Elvi. They were both dressed as Elvi, and and they were married by an Elvis impersonator. We'll go. So yeah, then they start talking about strap-ons, and at that point, Carrie leaves. At that point, Carrie again is like, yeah, this is not enough about me, and since I don't do strap-ons, I'm going to leave now. So she leaves, and they keep talking about strap-ons. Cut back to Lisa's dinner. It's going sour. Mother-in-law is angry. She's sitting far away from the main table, from the others, because that's the only place without air conditioning, she says. The gallerist is annoyed by his daughter sending him text messages all the time. Charlotte says, do not answer her. Set boundaries. Lobster is served in abundance. Charlotte says, give me your phone. If they see a hook of insecurity, they're going to eat you up. Don't answer. Let them deal with their camping on their own. Cut to Che and Miranda wanting to have sex, but since the couch is broken and Lyle is sleeping, Miranda's like, why doesn't Lyle go back to LA? And Che is like, he literally drove me across the entire country. We just arrived. He's super tired. You want him to drive back right away without even sleeping first? And Miranda's like, oh yeah, I guess that's, yeah, right. So anyway, so basically all of this, of course, the couch breaks for a reason, so that they all have to sleep in one bed. All three of them. Miranda's super horny. Che's super horny. Che starts touching Miranda. Lyle is sleeping next to Che. Lyle starts touching Che. Che says, Miranda, are you fine with all three of us having sexual encounters? A ménage à trois, perchance? Che pasa, lady. Miranda's like, oh my God, thank you for asking. It's very kind of you to ask. My first gut instinct would say no, but I'm kind of tantalized. The situation might be hot. Let me analyze the situation a little bit further. And then Che's like, yeah, the longer you talk about it and the less hot it gets. So Miranda's like, okay, let's do this. They start doing this. Miranda ain't feeling it. So Lyle and Che keep at it, and Miranda's like, you know what, guys? I'm an open-minded chick. You keep at it. I'm going to go and sleep on the broken couch after all. Miranda leaves. Che follows. Miranda's kind of setting herself up on the broken couch. Really weird setup because she's putting her head on the lower level and the feet up. I would have never done that. I would have done would I? I don't know. I would have just broken the other legs of the frickin' couch and I would have had a plain bed to sleep on. Like, what the heck? At this point, we'll go. But Che exits the bedroom and Miranda says, no, Che, you could have really stayed there and, fuck Lyle. And Che's like, yeah, I know I coulda, but I missed you. So Che goes to Miranda on the couch and they sleep on the broken couch and do whatever they got to do. While Lyle gets the entire bed in the bedroom on his own. Charlotte sends Harry to sit next to Herbert's mom. He then later asks if he can sit back again. The gallerist asks Charlotte to work for him. And I'm like, oh, now Charlotte's going to go back to work. But Charlotte says, no, thank you so much for the offer. Just the fact that you offered it to me makes my night or makes my day. But the actor, I forgot his name. He's a famous actor. He was also he is Fiona's husband in Lisa Kudrow's Web Therapy. It's the same actor. I love him, but I forgot his name. But anyway, so because he's a famous actor, he's not going to be just in one scene in one episode. So I'm sure he's going to be a recurring character in this show. So I believe he's going to come back again. And I believe that Charlotte is going to end up going back to work. In some form of capacity, I believe she's going to go back to the gallery. You know what I mean? I think she's going to go back to work. Or maybe just do some special event or something. But he's not going to be in the show just for one weird episode and then like leave. I don't know, maybe. But it's just the vibe I got that she's going to think about it. At first she said no, she has to take care of her kids. But then she might actually really decide to do the gallery job after all. We don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are. A special dessert is supposed to be served because it was the same dessert Lisa and Herbert had on their first date, but she forgot to order the cake. Mother Wexley then says, you forgot to order the cake? I would never forget to order the cake because I would have baked it myself. You don't even bake anymore. And then Lisa says, yeah, hold on, Mother Wexley. I also have a job and a career. Times have changed. And then Mother Wexley says, I also had a job and a career. Full-time musician. And I still cooked for the family all the time. So you have no excuses. So, yeah. Lisa's dad then defends Lisa and he attacks Herbert in return. And he attacks Herbert's money-hungry lawyer career. Lisa then says Herbert is running for city comptroller or something like that. And this is where you see they were setting it up at the beginning of the episode when Lisa and Herbert were having that drink alone and they were talking randomly about him wanting to run, but then he jumped out of the running. And then Lisa, to prove to her dad that Herbert is not just money hungry, she says, no, he's also doing something for the community that doesn't involve any money. And then her dad said, well, really? What? And then Lisa said, he's running for this position. And then Herbert said, am I? No, I'm not. And she says, yes, you are now. So I guess he's now running for city council or whatever. Weird moment. That whole dinner was really bizarre. So Carrie is on her way to Vivant. Phone rings. She's on the phone with Seema. Seema says, don't be afraid to be transactional. Enid is a business acquaintance. Enid is not your gal pal. So don't be afraid of telling her, I'll do this for you. Tit for tat. I'll do this for you if you plug my book. And then Seema says, the only thing you do not allow any pictures to be taken of you with any elderly people that have walkers. Elderly people with walkers. Because that's not on trend for you, Carrie. Not going to be good on trend for you, Carrie. And of course, the second Seema says that, Carrie says, okay, I'm here now, bye. Hangs up, enters, cut, comedic timing. First thing, photographers ask Carrie to take a picture with a lady with a walker. And Carrie's like, I can't. Sorry, can't. So she avoids taking the picture with the lady with the walker. And then she goes up the stairs, meets another lady that's slowly walking up the stairs. Carrie's like, can I help you, madam? And the madam is like, no, you can't. I can do this on my own. Who do you think you is? Feisty. The walker turned out to be a meme joke. Enid says she thought of Carrie when she was thinking of starting Vivant. She says, at the same time, she tells her, but again, you're like, you're like me, like, I'm like thinking, oh, Enid says that to Carrie, like, I thought of you, I thought of you when I started Vivant. I thought to myself, why would she think of Carrie if she doesn't like her at all? And then it hit me. Oh, Carrie inherited a lot of money from Big. Enid thought of Carrie not as being in the same age bracket as her, but in the same money bracket as her. So she's like, now you got the money from Mr. Big. Now you are relevant to me. So I thought of you when starting Vivant, not because I want you to write for my column. Oh, hell no. Because Carrie's like, okay, you know what, Enid, I'm going to write for your column. And Enid is like, I don't want you to write for my column. I want you to give me money to start this online endeavor. I want $100,000. Enid is a vile, terrible human being. She's just terrible. But Enid also has a lover she keeps talking about throughout the whole episode. Whenever we see Enid, she says, I have my lover boy that I'm going to meet up with. I'm going to meet up with a lover boy. I'm going to meet up with a lover boy. In all of this situation, Carrie sees that Mitzi, we've also seen Mitzi in episode 3. I love Mitzi. Mitzi's awesome. She used to be married to a gay guy who loved her. He adored her, honey. And Mitzi is at this event as well. Enid says Mitzi's only here for the money. Otherwise, I would have never invited her. Like, she hates her guts. But she only invited her because her pockets are deep. And the fact that Enid is not even ashamed to say this is atrocious. Like, this creature has no empathy. She's terrible. So anyway, Carrie sits with Mitzi. Mitzi says, so, Carrie, how do you like Mr. Schaefer? And Carrie says, Mitzi, it was you. You gave him my number? She's like, yes, I have. And you should date him. Carrie says, why? Mitzi then sends Carrie a picture of Mr. Schaefer's appendage, his penis. And the funniest thing of this whole episode is Carrie tries to tell Mitzi that Mr. Schaefer is too old for her, but Mitzi says, don't you worry, he is a human tripod. And then she goes, a human tripod. Get it, Carrie? Meaning his third appendage is as long as his legs. And then she sends Carrie the photo. Carrie's shook. And she's like, it's like he has 3 legs. So anyway, Enid is giving a speech. Other intellectuals are giving a speech. Joke is made about Eleanor Roosevelt not being funny or not being fun enough. So Eleanor Roosevelt ended up eating alone a lot of the times. Long story short, Carrie realizes that the elderly women that surround her are amazing and inspirational. And she does feel comfortable, after all, writing for Vivant. Again, it's all about Carrie, isn't it? So annoying. And then she talks to Enid and says, you know, I'll write for you. Enid says, I don't want you to write for me. I want you to give me money. And Carrie's like, oh, okay, how? And Enid is like, PayPal me. Carrie's like, oh, let me check my phone. Where's the phone? She's like, let me check my phone. How do I PayPal? I haven't used PayPal in ages. Then they're throwing shade at PayPal, like being for the old people, because no young person is using PayPal anymore. And as she's trying to open up PayPal, Enid sees, or she said like, type in your name or something. Anyway, Enid, basically what happens is Enid gets the phone and by accident, Enid sees the penis picture of the human tripod. When she sees the penis picture of the human tripod, I kind of could have seen it coming, but it is hilarious. She's like, Carrie, what are you doing with my boyfriend's penis in your phone? And I love the fact that this is so wobbly. Jeremy Scott for Moschino. Oh my gosh, this is from 2015 from the Barbie collection. I collected these Barbie giblets, but this is a Moschino piece, right? From 2015, and you're supposed to put your phone in here, silicone thing. But it's like no Viagra. I was like, so Enid is like, what y'all doing with my boyfriend's penis in your phone? And Carrie is like, no, I'm so sorry. Mitzi sent it to me. She's like, what's Mitzi doing with my boyfriend? So apparently, I'm sorry, Enid, but the human tripod has been humaning and tripoding quite a bit around town, darling, in his expensive car. Yes, Quinn. And then like Carrie, of course, feels super guilty. And then she says, okay, Enid, I'm going to give you the money. How much money we talking about? Enid is like 100,000. And then she sends, and just like that. Wait, how does the episode end? Does anybody know in the chats? I think she said, and just like that, I PayPal'd money again. What was it? What was it, y'all? What was the last and just like that she said? And that's the end of the episode. Oh yes, thanks, Kev. And just like that, we became PayPals. Get it? Carrie trying to do a woke lit show. Anyway, so Enid now got the money. Enid also got the message that Carrie wants her to plug the book. Plug the book, Enid. But Enid also knows that Carrie, oh yeah, forgot one little itty bitty detail. Carrie said, no, Enid, I didn't do anything with the human tripod. He's too old for me. That hurt Enid even more, I think, than the thought that Carrie might have had her human tripoding around her place, her attic, planting roses in her attic. Whoop. Whoop. He's like, planting what in what attic? Whoop. Anyway, so I think that hurt Enid even more than actually the fact that like she had the photo of his tripod. Well, I'm going to call it that from now on, because she's like, what do you mean? Oh, he's too old for you. Like, you know, because everybody's saying, even Mitzi's like, he is good at what he do. So what about that? So anyway, we'll go, y'all. That would be basically the review of Alive, episode 4 of And Just Like That season 2. Okay, what am I thinking? I am loving the show. I'm really enjoying it. I loved episode 3 I loved episode 3, but I also loved episode 4. Like, I don't know, like which one is better. They had really fun moments, both of them. Maybe the minus point for episode 4 is just like the overtly elitism, that was going on during the anniversary dinner. I thought that was bad because the writers didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? They didn't write in this elitism on purpose to like, to criticize it, you know? I think they didn't question it at all. And I think that was like really lame because, yeah. On the other hand, they did write it in as a critique to society when they wrote in the elitism in the Vivant launch of the app, of, you know, the fundraiser for Vivant. There you could feel that the writers were thinking double. They were thinking, okay, we got to get the story going, but we also want to raise awareness about how elitist this is. You know, Enid saying Mitzi's only invited because she has deep pockets, comments like that. But the anniversary part, maybe the only aware moment was when Lisa's father threw shade at her husband, at Herbert, for being money hungry and a lawyer and always just wanting money. Maybe that was the only moment. But then again, Lisa's father could have also said to the waiters, hey, eat with us. We have lobster for 50 people. We have caviar for 50 people. We got Petrosian beluga, darling. Okay? Eat with us. People didn't come because my klutz of a son-in-law forgot to send the invites. So, might as well join us. We're not going to throw away all this good food. But they didn't address this at all. So, I just thought that dinner situation was so out of touch. It was so tone deaf and not in a good way. The Vivant fundraiser was out of touch, but in a good way, because I felt like the writers made it on purpose out of touch to critique it while the dinner was not being critiqued. So anyway, that's kind of my minus of this episode. And the other con is like Harry behaving like a little kid, like, oh, am I allowed to come on your tits? It's not my birthday. That comment was also unnecessary, I felt. And the third thing that I didn't really like is that Anthony is still being used as just cheap, cliche, gay comedic relief. Like, we need better gay representation. I mean, and I'm just saying this because, like, it's the writers who are saying, you know, we got to be super, representation is important. We need all, you know, all skin colors of the rainbow. We need all gender orientations. I'm like, yeah, okay. You want to play that game? Play that game. But then give me a gay character that is not a cliche. Is that too much to ask for? Just saying. Oh yeah, Louis, that's a good point. I think so too. Actually, I thought they were together at a certain point. So Louis says, I feel like the two grandparents are going to end up together. They might. And I still think that Carrie might end up with Lyle before Lyle leaves for LA. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, gosh, get a life. Don't make him a token gay. Exactly. Exactly. That's the point. Yeah, that's a good point. Don't make him the token gay. Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, get a life says a tripod for good photos when you don't have an image stabilizer on your camera. There's a joke in there somewhere. Yeah. Oh, right, Kev. We're all waiting for the Aiden moment. We're all waiting for the Aiden moment. We're all waiting. I was thinking by episode 4 he's going to show up. I'm like, geez, Louise, we only got 6 episodes. No. Oh, yeah, he might still show up. We got 7 episodes to go. Then I thought to myself, oh, you know, back in the day, Sex and the City was like 20 episodes a season. Now it's only 10 or 11. But then I thought to myself, well, hold on a minute. Yes, it's only 11 episodes this season, but the original Sex and the City was only 20 minutes long every episode. Now every episode is over 40 minutes long. So technically we get 2 episodes in one. They're much longer, right? So that means that 11 episodes of And Just Like That, just in time, equal 22 episodes of Sex and the City. I might not be the best mathematician out there. And I probably might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, in the mathematician shed. But I know that 11 plus 11 equals 22. We'll go. So, if we got 11 episodes at 40 minutes each, that's like 22 episodes at 20 minutes each, which is what Sex and the City used to be. The numbers be numbering, y'all. I mean, I'm very proud of myself that I did that math because I'm really terrible at math, but there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. I hope that my co-chatters have enjoyed, and I hope that you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I can't wait to see y'all next week to review together episode 5 of And Just Like That. And what can I say? And just like that. Oh, I don't know what to say. Oh, I know. Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Well, if I live and breathe and breed, if it isn't Kim Cattrall. Hello, sweetie darling. Yes, you watched? You watched the review? Well, yeah, of course, I'm filming live. Did you like it? Oh, I didn't talk enough about you. Well, you weren't in the episode. Kim, listen, I've been telling you this from the get-go. You did not want to be in the show. How am I supposed to talk about you in every episode if you're not in every episode? Yeah, okay, you made a whole deal about it at the beginning of June, saying like, a happy Pride Month, you know, I'll be back in and just like that. But you're going to be cameo scene 1 episode only. What? That was your choice? Yeah. Of course I would have talked about you. Listen, had they mentioned you in this episode, I would have been all about it. Girl, I mentioned you at the beginning. Come on. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm wearing a polo shirt and not much underneath. We're live right now. Kim, I can't do this right now. No. We're not going to play Samantha Finds the Pickle. No, we're not going to do that. Wait till I'm over with the live stream. All right. Yes, sweetie darling, I cannot wait to see you. I cannot wait to see you in the show. Yeah. And listen, I can't. I'm live streaming right now, but you can send me a picture. Listen, the human tripod sent a picture. You can send a picture too. I'm not going to show anybody. I just want to see what negligee you're wearing. Yes, Quinn. Oh, all right, Kimmy. Yes, Kim Cattrall, love you. You are the Yes, you are. You're the sexiest. Yes, Kim. You can turn a gay man straight anytime. All right, love you. Bye, babes. Bye, darling. Bye. Well, guys, that was my rendition of And Just Like That, episode 4, season 2. Love you loads. Subscribe, thumb up the video. See you next week.